Hello, I am Grace with Ecstatic Yoga. Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga Teacher Training. This is our first class of our 300-hour series, and we are focusing on, this is a tantric series, mastering energy mastery, but also basking in prana. And we're going to play with the Vayus. The Vayus are one of the beautiful entryway in mastering and moving the energies for refinement, to refine the densities and become more and more subtle, more sattvic in our energy field, more intuitive, more alive. Apana Vayu is the downward flow of energy. So this activates the downward flow of energy as we activate Apana Vayu. And it is connected with releasing, letting go, forgiving, letting go of all that no longer serves us. And this can be emotional things, energetic things, past wounds and traumas. This can be belief systems that no longer serve us, ways of being that no longer serve us, so that we can open to more expanded ways of being. Also, physical, can let go of physical things. Maybe there's clothes that no longer fit very well or that don't align with us anymore. Maybe things, maybe relationships with other people that no longer serve us. This also affects our elimination. So if Apana Vayu is blocked, our elimination could be blocked. Sleep could be difficult. So if you're having trouble sleeping and having trouble with elimination, you may want to practice working on this Apana Vayu. So this whole practice is to activate the Apana Vayu. In the physical, with the location of it is right here in the pelvic bowl in the lower abdomen of our body. And with breathing, we're going to be, our exhales are going to be longer than the inhales. And we're going to have our breath retention. And there's Isander. Oh, it's cold outside. You come in from outside, little man. And our breath retention is going to be at the bottom of our exhales to activate this Apana energy. This is more of a moon energy. So with Asana, the Asana pose that activates this downward flow of energy is forward folds. So this is going to be a forward fold practice, as well as activating Apana. So we'll bring some focus into that and bring our mind into this pelvic region here in this lower abdomen throughout the practice. Adding some pauses to notice the energy and noticing that downward flow of energy in our bodies and the energy that's occurring and that we're mastering for ourselves. So let's begin by finding that nice, comfortable seat, whether Sukhasana. I'm in a hero pose. I got a little block here and it's quite comfy, a little cushion on top. So we'll find that comfortable seat and let's take a moment to ground and center. So bringing your awareness to the breath as you drop that breath down to the lower abdomen and the belly. And we'll be breathing into this lower abdomen the entire practice today. Because we always drop the belly down here. Sometimes we use some 3-part yogic or some different breath work, but we're just going to be solely focused on belly breathing throughout this whole practice to activate that Apana Vayu and that Apana energy descending. So beginning to breathe into that lower belly, inhaling like there's this balloon that's expanding in our belly, exhaling as we bring that navel in towards the spine. And taking a moment to check in and scan first the physical body, noticing how the physical body feels in this moment in time. And as we scan, no judgment, not making anything right or wrong, and just accepting and allowing and noticing what's arising in our awareness, sensation and energy and aliveness. And diving a little deeper into pratyahara, noticing the inner energies and the inner aliveness, the inner emotions, without having to label them, certainly not pushing anything away. Just bring on whatever is there, let it arise as it may, knowing it all passes. Sensation always passes, it's not permanent. Basking in that prana, that energy, that aliveness within you. And taking this moment to set an intention for yourself. In the next few breaths, allowing yourself to visualize that intention and feel the emotions attached, to bring that into physical manifestation. Bring it to life physically with the emotions. And seeing it and believing it is so very possible. Whatever we can imagine, we can create. And with the emotions aligned with the soul purpose, you can bring it forth in its perfect divine timing. And releasing that intention, keeping that energy and emotion. As we begin a short breath work, we're going to inhale to the count of 4. We're going to exhale to 6, and we're going to pause at the bottom of the exhale to activate this apana for a few breaths. So wherever you are in the breath cycle, exhale everything. Inhaling 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and pause. Gentle breath retention at the end. Inhaling 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 2, 3. Pause. Exhaling completely down to 6. And letting that pause of spaciousness, the bottom of the exhale. Beginning now with an inhale, counting to yourself for 4, and exhaling, counting to yourself for 6, leaving that pause at the bottom of your exhale. And releasing any counting now, just inhaling and exhaling with the exhale longer than the inhale. and allow that nice, gentle breath retention at the very bottom of your exhale, and basking in that spaciousness, that openness of the pause. Beautiful job. And releasing the breath, releasing the control, and coming back, opening up the eyes. We're going to begin our asana part of this practice. Still focusing on this Apana Vayu. And I invite everybody to begin in a nice child's pose. So the knees are nice and separated, so the belly can just rest in there. And come so that you're in a full forward fold. The arms can be out in front or alongside. They can be, you can rest your head on your hands like a little pillow. And continuing this breath in child's pose. So our inhales will be a little shorter than our exhales. The exhales will be a little longer. And a gentle pause at the bottom of that exhale. And bringing your mind and your awareness to this lower abdomen, this pelvic region. And on your next inhale, coming up into table position. So your knees will be right under your hips and the wrists will be right under the shoulders. And finding that nice foundation, and begin with our cat-cow. So we'll inhale as we move into extension of the spine, raising the head and the heart, arching the back, lifting the tailbone. And then on the exhale, tucking that tailbone, rounding the back, moving into a nice flexion of the spine. Inhaling into cow, extension. And exhaling into flexion. Warming up the spine. Keeping your awareness on belly breaths and that pelvic region. And next time you're in your cat, nice rounded back like a Halloween cat, bringing the hips back. Feeling a nice stretch on the lower back, maybe moving side to side or in circles. Keeping the breath flowing in the belly. Basking in your own experience, feeling the prana in your own body. And on the next inhale, coming all the way up, moving into maybe an up dog. Making some gentle, subtle movements in your extension. And flowing back and forth. Down towards your child's pose, extended cat-cow, and just moving the body. Conscious of the sensation, not too fast. Feeling a nice stretch on the lower back. Keeping the breath flowing. Deep inhale and exhales. Exhaling a little longer than the inhale. And moving forward and just flowing in your natural flow. Find your rhythm. Diving into the sensations. Enjoying moving in your body. And finishing up your next move and coming back to center into your table pose. We're going to move into a little bit of low lunge. So bringing that left leg forward between the hands and maybe take that right knee back a little. Remember, you can put a little blanket or a thin pillow underneath your knee if that bothers you. And beginning to rock forward as you bring that right hip reaching down towards the earth, opening up that hip, maybe moving a little bit for sensation. And then straightening that front leg as you rock back. Feeling a nice stretch on the back leg muscles, that calf, gastrocnemius muscle, and that hamstring, maybe flexing and extending that foot, that front foot for more sensation. Keeping that breath flowing in the belly. And beginning to rock at your own pace, your own rhythm. Making the little subtle movements that feel good for your body. Keeping that breath flowing in the belly. Your mind and your attention into the sensations and the pelvic region. Enjoying moving and flowing in your body. And finishing up wherever you're at, coming back to neutral. And we're going to move into a pigeon pose. So we got that left leg already in front. We're just going to bend the knee and bring the foot over to the right. You can either have that lined up with the front of your mat, or you can have it bent in a little bit. And let's bring that back leg back a little bit and feel that right hip sinking towards the earth. And balancing your hips so you're not rolling over to one side. You're centered in your body. Feel this sensation as you sink that right hip down, opening up the hip. Pigeon pose. Keeping that breath flowing in the belly, deep belly breaths, inviting the relaxation response, and activating that Apana Vayu. We're going to move into a gentle forward fold. This pigeon as you bring the forearms down to the earth, taking a moment to integrate here, and only if it's in your practice and your body allows, coming into a nice full forward fold in your pigeon. Arms can be out, or you can make a little pillow with your hands for your forehead. And breathe. On your next inhale, coming gently up and bringing that left leg back and getting right back into your table pose. And we're going to take the right foot up in the front, maybe bring that left knee back a little and begin to lunge forward. Feeling that left hip now come down towards the earth, opening up that left hip joint and area, maybe some gentle, subtle movements. And lunging back as you straighten that front leg, the right leg, flexing and extending that foot, activating more sensations. Deep belly breathing. And as we lunge back, activating that forward fold and that Apana. And then as we lunge forward, we're moving into more of an extension, but we're going to sink that left hip down towards the earth. Keeping the belly, the breath in the belly. And finding your own rhythm, your own pace. Basking in the sensations. Finishing up wherever you're at and coming back up to a low lunge. We move into pigeon on this side. So bending that right knee, bringing that right shin, either parallel to the front of the mat, or you can bend that knee in a little bit. And balancing the hips, even above, feeling that pelvis come down towards the earth. And taking a breath here, this higher pigeon. And coming down to the forearms. And then if it's in your practice, coming all the way down into a full forward fold, breathing into the belly as we activate that Apana energy, Apana Vayu. On your next inhale, bring it up, bring that right leg back, and let's move into a beautiful child's pose for a few breaths as we integrate this energy and we allow the body to activate this Apana Vayu. And coming back up into a table pose. And we're going to move into a downward facing dog. So curling those toes under, lifting the hips, straightening the legs, and moving into your downward facing dog. With the ears alongside the arms, bringing the heels down towards the floor. They may not make it all the way, but that direction. Thighs are coming back. Gentle tuck of the tailbone. Gentle inner rotation of the upper thighs and a gentle external rotation of the upper arms. And breathing into the belly as you enjoy this beautiful forward fold down dog. Taking our time to allow the Apana energy, Apana Vayu, to activate. And maybe starting a little walking the dog now, stretching one calf at a time. As you bring one heel down, let the other heel bend up. Keeping the breath flowing. Coming back to neutral, and we're going to very slowly walk the hands up into a forward fold, coming up into half forward fold. And exhaling back down into forward fold. Holding the elbows for a moment. Maybe you want to bring the hands behind the legs, the calves, or up on your back. Coming up into a half forward fold again. Taking a moment here in this half forward fold, a couple breaths as you extend your spine out away from the body. Releasing back down into forward fold. Exhaling completely here. Taking a little pause at the bottom of the exhale. And on the next inhale, lifting the head, the heart, giant angel wings. Just this little minute. And coming all the way up. Beautiful job. Nice standing position. And let's take a little pause here. Notice this downward flow of energy, the Apana Vayu. Absorbing, receiving. Beautiful. And we're going to bring this side again. We're going to move into I'm going to let you choose whether you want to be into a high lunge or you want to be into a warrior one. So we're going to, you can come to the front of your mat and let's take that left leg and step it behind us. Now, when I'm in a high lunge, my feet are parallel on railroad tracks. both pointing 90 degrees towards the front of the mat. And if I was into the warrior, I would take my back foot and I'd have it anywhere from 45 to 30, 35 degrees. Either way, I'm going to go into a high lunge for myself. We want to square those hips. So my left leg is back. I'm going to bring the left hip a little forward and the right back a little. We want to align that front knee so it's right over the front ankle. Maybe it can be a little behind, but if it's a little forward, it can put stress on your knee. And once you're squared and aligned with the knee and ankle, I invite you to inhale and bring those arms up into a nice high lunge or warrior one. And take this time now to engage those bandhas. We'll engage Mula Bandha first, the pelvic floor, Uddiyana Bandha, the abdomen, solar plexus area, and then Jalandhara Bandha. Chin comes in, chin is parallel to the floor, and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And let's breathe through the nose. 3 breathing cycles, long, a little bit longer exhales, and I'll gentle pause at the bottom of the exhale. Beautiful job. And on your next inhale, bringing that back foot up, walk or step or jump that up, and taking a moment to receive the pose. Noticing the energies in your body. And we'll move to the other side. So we're going to take this right leg back. Make your choice whether you want to be in high lunge or in the warrior one pose. Bringing that front knee so it's right over the front ankle. Squaring those hips. So my right leg's back. I'm going to bring the right hip forward a little. Left back. Readjust that knee. And that front knee is going to be aligned with that second toe, or somewhere between the second and third toe. So find that alignment of the knee so it's not going either in or out. It's right straight lined up with the foot. And when you're ready, bringing those arms up. And engaging those bandhas. And bring in the breath with longer exhales and a gentle pause at the bottom of the exhale. 3 nice deep breaths. Beautiful job. And let's straighten that front leg. Bring the hands down to the floor, framing that front leg. If you need blocks, you can bring some blocks. Bring your hands down to blocks and move into a pyramid. So we're moving back into our forward fold, activating Apana Vayu. And we're going to absorb and receive the pose from pyramid. Deep breaths. Lengthen in that exhale, and a gentle pause at the bottom of the exhale. Beautiful. We're going to bring the hands to the center, bring the feet so they're pointing forward. Move into a nice, gentle, wide leg forward fold. And coming up into a half forward fold. Putting those fingers towards the earth. Feeling that spine extend away from the body. And then exhaling back down into your forward fold. You can bring those hands right between the feet. Relaxing the head, maybe even a yes, no. Always gentle and honoring the head. And then coming back up into a half forward fold. And then walking over to the opposite foot, and we're going to move back into pyramids. So bringing those feet back so that they're 90 degrees, pointing towards the back of your mat and relaxing down into your forward fold. Beautiful job. We're going to come back to center. Bring those feet pointing forward and out just a little bit. And on the next inhale, lifting the head, lifting the heart, coming up for a moment. And let's bring the feet together for a moment and take a moment to absorb and receive this Apana energy, noticing that downward flow of energy. Beautiful job. Let's go back into a nice wide stance. We'll move into a 5-pointed star. So we're going to feel 5 lines of energy. It's all coming from this Apana Vayu area here in the lower abdomen. 2 lines are going down the legs. The feet are pressing into the earth. Energy's coming up from the pelvic region to the heart and out the hands. So feel those fingertips extending away from the body. And then that 5th line comes straight up out the crown, and feel that crown reaching up towards the sky and the heavens. Baby. Staying in your star. If you don't have a cat trying to scratch you. Feeling those 5 lines of energy simultaneously. As the arms are stretching out, the feet are pressing into the earth, and the head is reaching to the sky. One more breath. Nice long exhales. Beautiful. We're going to move now into our goddess. So bring the heels in a little bit. I'm going to protect the knees by bringing those heels in. Call these froggy feet. Froggy feet are pointing wide. We're going to bend the knees over the feet into our goddess and find your squat. It may be way up here, it may be way down low. So find how you want to challenge or what your knees feel good about today. Opening your heart, palms facing out, engaging those bandhas and breathe. lengthening the exhale. No, Zandy. It's so risky today. And one more breath here. Little pause at the bottom of the exhale. And then on your inhale, bringing the hands to the hips and coming all the way back up. And we're going to move into a nice wide leg forward fold here. Moving into the forward folds, which activate this downward flow of energy, this releasing and forgiving and letting go, all that no longer serves. So tilting that pelvis forward to protect that lower back before we hinge forward. And begin to hinge at the hip joint. Using the hip joint, the spine will be straight. The spine isn't moving. So you find that edge and the hips feel comfortable, and then allow the spine to roll over. Bringing the hands to the earth or a block, relaxing the head, and breathing in your wide leg forward fold. Remembering a little bit longer exhales and a nice gentle pause at the bottom of the exhale to assist this Apana Vayu. One more breath here. And on your next inhale, bringing the hands to the hips or giant angel wings, lifting that head and that heart, letting it lead the way to protect that lower back and coming all the way back up. Beautiful job. And move into a little balancing pose. We're going to move into half moon. So bringing the feet together, taking a moment and letting these energies absorb first. Beautiful. And then finding we're going to move to the right first. I'm not mirroring you, so you'll be moving a little different direction than me. And we're going to find that spot. My spot is just about where my cat Xander is. That's where I'm going to put my hands. But I'm going to put my hands right behind him. So you're going to be just a little bit in front of the foot and a little bit to the right of the foot. Is where your hand's going to come down. We're going to take that left leg, bring it out a little bit, and bring the weight off that left leg, bringing all the energy and the weight into this right standing leg. And imagine that right leg going deeper into the earth and the dirt energetically to help stabilize this balancing pose. And so bending the knee, the right knee a little bit, and bringing that hand in position. And you can use, this is where it might be good to use a block if you like. You don't need to, but you can. I'm going to use a block. Put that block in that spot. Bending the knee, bringing your hand down to the block. And bringing that left leg up so that it's parallel to the floor. And bringing the left arm up. Right arm is on the block. And engage those bandhas and breathe. Beautiful. Half moon balance. And to come out bending that right leg, letting that left leg down, releasing from the block and coming back up to a nice standing position. And taking a moment in a breath to integrate. Beautiful. We're going to move to the other side. So find that spot a little bit in front of the left foot, a little bit wider. Taking that right leg out now, very little weight on the right leg, feeling the energy and the weight in this left standing leg before we move into the pose, and really stabilizing, imagining with your visualization in your mind eye that leg going down into the earth. Stabilize that balance. Bending that left knee gently for a moment to get the left hand down on your block. Straightening the left leg, bringing the right leg up and the right arm up. And engage the bandhas and breathe. If you ever come out of the pose, just gently and kindly bring yourself back in. And one more breath. And the bottom of that exhale, bending that left knee, letting that right foot come down to the earth, and releasing and coming to standing position. Beautiful job. And we're going to move into now a standing yoga mudra. This is a nice inversion again, nice forward fold. Activating this Apana Vayu, this downward flow of energy, especially the moment we start to stand up. An energy that was in the head and the upper body starts to come down and flow downward, releasing and activating that Apana energy. I love standing yoga mudra because the heart is what is the intention is that we're honoring the heart. And the heart is the highest organ in the body when we're in this pose. And a lot of forward folds. So let's bring the hands behind. Bringing the hands behind our back, clasping them and opening up the chest, opening up the shoulders. And then beginning to hinge forward as you bring the hands up and the head down, allowing that heart to be the highest organ. And breathe. Allowing those exhales to be a little longer and a gentle pause at the bottom of the exhale. Assist this Apana energy. And one more breath here. Bottom of the exhale, coming down to the earth, releasing those hands, the bind of the hands, and coming all the way down onto our backs. Let me adjust the camera again a little bit. This is our ecstatic yoga kitty cat, Xander. He's been a little frisky tonight. I'm not sure why he's so frisky. So coming onto your back. And let's bring those knees to the chest and roll around a little bit. Just to release and relax that lower back. Let's bring those legs up, flexing and extending the feet. Oh. And if you'd like to move into a half shoulder stand, do that. Hinging over into, I like to go a little halfway between plow and he wants to play. And when you feel ready, coming all the way down, but don't land on the kitty cat. And take a moment with your knees up just to integrate that energy. Maybe moving those knees back and forth. We're going to move into a nice twist, knee down twist. Begin to wind our practice down. So I'm going to take my left leg out straight, my right knee is up, and I'm going to take my hips over to the right a little bit, almost like I'm coming onto my side, my left side. I'm going to bend that right knee and bring it over to the left, using the right hand on the left hand on the right knee to guide it over. And I'm going to take the right hand out 90 degrees and turn my head to gaze out over those right fingertips. Nice deep breaths, lengthening on the exhale, and adding a gentle pause at the bottom of the exhale. And one more nice deep breath here. And on your next inhale, coming back to center. And taking a moment here to integrate. And taking that right leg out. Left knee is up. And come and bring those hips to the left as you bend that and take that left knee over to the right, right hand guiding the left knee over, and the left arm out 90 degrees, gazing out over the left fingertips. And breathe. And one more breath here. And releasing that knee and coming back to center. Before we bring those knees into the chest, let's absorb and receive for a moment. And then let's gently bring those knees into the chest. Rocking gently back and forth. With a massage on the lower back. And we're going to bring the legs up. And if you can reach to the outer edges of your feet, if you need to bend the knees a little, that's okay. And let's bring those legs out nice and wide. And then pulling them in towards yourself for a nice gentle stretch. Engaging the bandhas and breathe. And let's bend those knees, bring the feet in a little more, but let's bring those knees and thighs wide enough so they're outside of our ribs. And we're going to gently pull the feet down towards the earth so the leg comes down. They're wider than your chest and your ribs, so we don't crunch any ribs. In a nice deep baby pose. Not happy baby yet. That's in a minute. Engaging the bandhas, a couple more breaths here. Beautiful. And release that. And just begin to move into your happy baby, playing with your feet and your legs. Just having a good time. Good job. And making any last movements and last pose that your body's craving as we get into our Savasana position. Laying on our back, you can relax the legs out and have the feet a little apart, maybe flopping on the out to the sides, arms a little away from the body, palms up, or whatever's comfortable for you. You may want to put a blanket over you or an eye pillow as we move into a gentle Savasana. Feeling the whole body, whole backside of the body, just releasing into the earth, surrendering, releasing any holding of the muscles, inviting them to relax a little bit deeper, the body to become a little heavier. Letting any breath control go and just let that natural rhythm of the breath feeling all the systems of the body, diving into deeper and deeper relaxation. The entire nervous system becoming calmer and calmer. The brain relaxing deeper and deeper. Surrounding yourself with self-love, appreciation, compassion. As we rest in silent stillness for several breaths, as we allow the entire practice in this beautiful Apana Vayu to integrate and absorb on all levels of our being, mind, body, and soul. And I will bring you back. Taking a nice deep breath into your belly to signal your body to come back. Deep relaxation. If you have the time to continue in your savasana and relaxation. Continuing to come back, begin to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Just bring in some simple, gentle movement into the body. And stretching out your arms and stretching out your legs. When you feel ready, rolling over to one side or the other and noticing as you roll over mindfully all the energetic shifts in your body. So the fluids shift, the organs shift, the energies shift. And taking a breath or two here on your side. When you feel ready, coming up into a seated position. And once you come up in a seated position, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes again, dive in, and take this moment to scan your body again. Scan the physical body, but also scan this inner aliveness, this vibrancy within you. Maybe noticing any changes from when you checked in at the beginning of practice. Checking in with the emotional being. All that is alive within you. And then bringing yourself back to that intention that you set. Seeing it, feeling it, bringing it to life. Tricking your subconscious. It's already happening right now. Feel that joy, that peace, that sense of love, or whatever that emotion is, that happiness that you want to feel with this intention fully manifested. Feel it right now. And then releasing that intention with a this or better, this or better, this or better. And we close with a namaste prayer. I'm going to keep hold of the kitty cat. Yeah, he does. No, he doesn't want me to let go of him. So if you'd like to bring your hands in prayer position in Anjali Mudra, right in front of your heart, we'll close with the namaste prayer. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, peace, and truth. And when you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this yoga practice. See you for the next one, and welcome to Ecstatic Yoga 300-hour teacher training. I congratulate you. So happy you're here. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day. Dandy.